Hi guys, so today's look is a how to blend out your eyeshadow, because I've realised I've been doing so many tutorials with such dark eyeshadow shades and sometimes it's hard to follow exactly what I'm doing, so hopefully this tutorial should help you out. So I'm starting off by priming my eyelids with the Urban Decay primer potion in Original, and I'm just going to pat this all over my eyelids so that it's nice and evenly distributed across my eyelids. So then what I'm going to do is just set all of that with a neutral coloured eyeshadow, and this is just M4 from the Smashbox Full Exposure palette, which is the palette that I'll be using for today's look. So this is just going to make life easier when it comes to actually blending out all of the eyeshadows, because you're not going to have any stickiness left over from the primer. So now moving over to M5, which is a darker shade, and I'm just going to layer up the darker shades one by one. So I'm applying this to my crease and I'm going to blend this out in circular motions from the outside of my eye to the inner corner of my eye. So this is just going to add some more definition, and it works in a way that contour and highlight does, in that you want to define your eye more like you would your cheekbones. So to do this, I'm using a fluffy brush, because you don't want to use something that's too tightly packed together when you're first applying your shades of eyeshadow, because if you do, you could end up with some really harsh looking lines or just weird blobs all over your eyes. So I'm using a fluffier brush, and this will even distribute the product across my eye where I want it, which is why I'm using circular motions as well. So I'm now moving over to M6, which is a slightly darker brown shade, and I'm again going to apply this to my outer corner and just into my crease very gradually, bit by bit. And I'm not applying too much product onto the brush, because if I do that I could end up with really dark areas on my eyes, and I really don't want that. So as you can see, I'm working from the outside inwards in circular motions, just so that the product is nice and evenly distributed across my eyelid, and so that I don't end up with any harsh lines, so it'll blend out nice and smoothly. So now moving over to M1 from the same Smashbox Full Exposure palette, and I'm just applying this to my outer V and very slightly into my crease. Now I'm using the same circular motions just to gradually build up the product bit by bit, so I don't end up with any harsh lines, so it all blends out nice and evenly. So as you can see, after that product's been layered up, it is quite dark on my eyes. So I'm going to take that first brush that I used to set my eyes after the primer, which is a more tightly packed brush, and I'm going to just use M4 from the Full Exposure palette and use this very lightly to blend out the edges so that it looks nice and even. So now I'm just going to go in with M7, which is a black shade from the Smashbox Full Exposure palette, and I'm just going to tap this in on my eyes with another different brush that I haven't been using already, and this is just going to accent those areas in my eyes. And then what I'll do is go in with the same brush I was using before to blend that all out with. So here I'm just using that same fluffy brush just to blend everything out so it's all nice and even, and I haven't got any harsh lines because of the black eyeshadow. So once I'm happy with the overall look and it's nice and evenly blended out, I'm going to go in and do my inner corner highlight. So I'm just going to use S4 from the Smashbox Full Exposure palette, which is a really nice shimmery shade, and you could go in with a matte shade if you wanted, but I chose to go in with shimmer. And what I'm going to do is just apply this bit by bit and then gradually blend this out with the darker colours on the outer corner of my eye. And then now what I'm doing is I'm taking M1 from the Smashbox Full Exposure palette and applying this under my eyes, just on my lower lash line, just to darken this area up a little bit more, to give it that smokier look. So once I'm happy with the colour on my lower lash line, I'm going to then apply some liner and lashes. So I hope you guys found this easy to follow and you've learned something today, and leave a comment letting me know if you have. Also, don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.